Hello viewers and welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another episode of Saving United. Little confession, did record the last 4 games of the season and then realised that I didn't actually record any audio for that. And we're playing it live, so there's no retakes. We are at the end of season 2. Let's get into it. Okay. So I messed up a little bit. I was meant to bring you back for West Ham, Newcastle, Bournemouth and Stoke. And in my defence, I did. The audio just didn't show up on the recordings afterwards. So you've missed quite a bit of the back end of the season. Man City was the last time you saw me. And then since then, we've been on a decent run. We've only lost 3 games. First one being to Sunderland, good win against Liverpool. We then lost to West Ham, and that was the first of the scheduled games that I was going to show you. And then we lost 1-0 to Stoke at the last game of the season. But it didn't really matter because by the time we played Stoke, we'd already secured ourselves a 3rd place finish. So a big improvement on the previous season. We've got ourselves back into the Champions League for season 3, which is where Man United need to be in my eyes. In terms of how we ended the season, I'm fairly happy with the squad that we've got at the moment, although we are going to need to strengthen massively, I think, for the Champions League. I'm happy because everyone kind of did their jobs. The players that we brought in did well. The players that we already had and some of the lads that come back from loan like Marcus Rashford did well. We need to score more goals is what I'm learning. If it wasn't for JJ Gabriel, I don't know if we would have made it into the top 4. He is only 16 still. He was 15 at the start of this season, but he got 12 in 20, all in the league, because we were knocked out of Europe by the time he came into the first team, and we kind of just stumbled across him. So I feel like we need to do more in the goal scoring. As you can see, Bruno Fernandes, 13 goals, and Buemo 13, Rashford 13, Gabriel with 12, and then we're down to 4 for Cunha, who is actually going to be leaving the club and going to Real Madrid. But we're at the end of the season. It's going to be a bit of a transfer special. I'm hoping that this transfer window is going to be a little bit more eventful than last summer. It looks as though to me the board are going to be backing us for this season. We've got 47 million in the bank. The board are giving me 37.5 million to spend. And then transfer wise, I already mentioned about Cunha, but Shea Lacey's also leaving the club for 675 grand. So we've got a little bit more money coming in as well later on in June, which will be nice. I mean, this is kind of like the transfer budget towards the end of this season. It might change a little bit before next season, although I don't expect it to change too much. I'm thinking we're going to carry on with that diamond for now, although I have been toying with more of a 4-3-3 with wingers. We might look at playing at some point. Depends who's available in the transfer market, really. But as I say, we have got a fair amount of money available, and we've got some scouts that we need to send out. We've been sending them out every now and then, but we probably need to start to take recruitment a little bit more seriously. Not that we hadn't taken it seriously in the first place, but maybe just recruiting a little bit better. So I'm actually going to just send some scouts out now. We've got 7 scouts. We're going to send them around. We'll start with Europe, so he can go Central Europe. He can go Eastern Europe. Yeah, why not? Scout number 3. He's actually come back with the best selection of players so far. So do we want to send him? Tell you what, we'll send him to South America. He hasn't been to South America for me yet, I don't think. Scout number 4 will continue with Europe. Where else should we have a look at? Look at Scandinavia. Let me know in the comments where you think I should be scouting, by the way. We'll go Southern Europe. Scout number 5. Number 6. I think we're going to go a bit rogue at number 6, and we're going to go... I'm thinking we kind of go Middle East and see what that throws up. I don't think we've looked at the Middle East yet with our scouts. This might be the first time you actually see me setting me scouting up. And then we'll have a look at Africa as well, because why not? There might be a couple of gems popping up a couple of seasons into the game. Arsenal have done a double. They have won the FA, sorry, they won the league, they won the Champions League. I don't know if they've actually won the FA Cup, you know. They did. They've done a treble. These are the kind of levels that we're up against. Arsenal doing a treble. That's kind of where we need to get Man United back for me to have completed the aims of this save, which is to put them right back at the top of football. Yeah, it feels like we've got a long way to go until then. Look at this. Look at this. The Middle East sounded a bit rogue, but I've already been recommended 2 excellent signings, according to the scouts. First one being Andre Amaro, who's kind of defender slash midfielder, probably more of a midfielder here, actually. He's a holding midfielder. We've already got a stack of them. And Thiago Govia, who kind of, why do I know his name? Benfica, okay. Who looks like a pretty capable winger, a little bit older, 25, feels a bit younger. I might have been tempted, but as I say, we might actually start looking at wingers. I've got loads of players from the Middle East. Maybe the Middle East is the place to go. Oh, the Middle East is definitely the place to be scouting here, by the way. Yeah, I've put a couple of bids in already, so expect some movement in the transfer market between us and the Middle East. Okay, the transfer window for English clubs is now open. Shea Lacey has left the club. Cunha's leaving a little bit later in the window, and I've been kind of thinking, whilst I've been sort of looking at the squad, there's a few players we probably need to move on. I think I've identified another position that needs strengthening. First off, we're going to move Sheshko to the transfer list. He's listed at £9 million. If we can get that for him, I'd be absolutely delighted, if I'm honest. Him and Cunha are both, I think, are players that we could let go. That'll leave Mbuemo, Gabriel, Rashford, and Chido Obi as our striking options. I'm kind of a little bit worried about backup for Bruno Fernandes. We've got Scanlon in there, who, don't get me wrong, looks like a real good prospect, but I don't know if he's going to be good enough for the levels that we need. Jack Fletcher, I like a little bit more. He has got 1 England cap already. 1 Scotland cap. I do feel like it might be time for James Scanlon to leave the club. Would I be interested in another number 10? Maybe. Bruno Fernandes is 32, and he'll be 33 at the start of the next season. Jack Fletcher, I don't think is ready yet, so we could bring in a bigger name number 10 and kind of maybe give Bruno one last season, and blood in a new number 10, and then Jack Fletcher can be the backup there. Who knows? Midfield wise, I'd be open to another midfielder. Just because we play that diamond and we've got Mainu, McTominay, Gallagher as our out-and-out central midfielders. We've obviously got Collier, Fitzgerald, Onana, who are more holding players. Casemiro is just a player coach now, so I don't think he's going to play much for me at all. I'm not looking at getting rid of any of these guys. Jace Fitzgerald, I think we might give another season to. Toby Collier has been very, very good backup for Onana. And then we just need to, I think we need to add one more midfielder. Defence-wise is where we look heavy, but I don't think there's much depth. Dorgu's the first choice left back, so we want to keep hold of him. Luke Shaw, 31 now, probably only has another season or so at this level in him. But then we've got Harry Amas, who I think I probably need to look at giving some more game time to. Right back is a position that I think we're going to need to strengthen in. Mazraoui, you know, he's done pretty decent, to be fair to him. Dalot hasn't played as much. I'm thinking we maybe get rid of Dalot, who I'm not his biggest fan anyway. Get rid of Dalot and then bring in a big name right back. We don't have any right backs coming through the youth really, or at all, if I'm honest. So I don't feel bad signing a bigger name, and then Mazraoui maybe plays a bit more of a bit part role. I don't know. Centre back is where it could get interesting as well. So we've got Aidan Heaven, who's a very, very good youth prospect. He probably needs more game time. We've got Tyler Frederickson, who again decent youth prospect. Is he good enough? I don't know. It's a strength of 6. I think it's probably time for him to move on. I don't think I want to bring players through the youth, but I don't think it's worth throwing players in who aren't up to it. Harry Maguire is another one that we are actually going to put up on the transfer list because he's 34 and he's wanted already by Portland. So confident we can get him off the books. And that kind of leaves us with Heaven, McConville, Yoro, and De Ligt. Do I need another like a world-class centre-back there? De Ligt, still 27, still in his prime. Yoro is going to start as a starting centre-back next season. It's just whether or not we give someone like McConville a starting spot next to him, or we go with De Ligt and then have Heaven as one of the backups. I don't know. It's all questions that we need answers to, and hopefully we're going to answer them in this transfer window. I just don't think we can be afraid of making big decisions here. I think at Man United, we're going to have to be more decisive and really build a squad that can get us back to where we want to be, which is top of European football. I don't think it's worth just sort of dilly-dallying and maybe just keeping players around for the sake of it. I think we really need to be much more aggressive in the transfer market. And hello, this is a player that I was thinking about for maybe a right back spot. Thiago Santos, who's moved to Al Nassr in game and kind of done okay. He's not as exciting as I thought he would be. I thought he'll be better going forward than what they've got here with his crossing and his dribbling. Maybe he isn't the player we're looking at, but we're definitely going to be looking for another right back. Okay, so we transfer listed some players, and the first players are starting to leave the club. Diego Dallo has gone to Al Shabab over in Saudi Arabia for £2 million. And as you can see at the top here, Sheshko is also going to be leaving. He's going to be going to Al Hilal for £9 million. Should give us a nice, just a nice bit of transfer money to go and strengthen this squad and go and find the positions that we feel we need, because they were kind of squad players that weren't playing a lot of football. So, what's the point in having them around really is the question that I've got. But we decided to move them on. I think it's just better for all parties involved if they go. We have made our first signing of this window, and it's not a right back, it's a left back. Theo Hernandez, French World Cup winner, 29, in his prime, was playing out at Al Hilal last season. Didn't play a lot, but I think that he is going to add some much needed experience, like Champions experience, into this squad, especially with us being in the Champions League. He's just been around the game for a bit, hasn't he? He's played for all the big clubs, Atletico, Real Madrid, Milan. He then went out to the Middle East, and now he's come back to Man United. He's a big, big player. And I think that means that we probably need to make a decision on Luke Shaw. Dorgu, I think, is going to be the future at left back. Luke Shaw, I don't know. I don't know if we can afford to keep him if we've got another left back coming in. So we're actually going to say goodbye to Luke Shaw, or at least put him on the transfer list, which is something I didn't expect to be doing because I am a fan of Luke Shaw. But yeah, I think we're hitting the sort of English-British player quota a lot in the midfield and up front. And we've got Harry Amas and Aidan Heaven and Rory McConville at the back. So I don't feel like we're sort of going against our let's build like a young, hungry British side approach by getting rid of Luke Shaw. We have been in the market for a right back. As you can see here, we've had bids rejected for Hakimi and for Jed Spence. Jed Spence, who looks unbelievable in this game, by the way. Had a really good season last year for Spurs. So we're still in the hunt for a right back. Hopefully we'll be able to find one. So we're coming towards the end of July, and the board had decided to really put the pressure on and tell me that they want the title. They expect great success in every area this season. So season 3 could be the season that we have to go for it. Really, finances are looking really really healthy. We got just short of 70 million in the bank, which means that they've given us 42.5 million pounds to spend. And there's just the confirmation that we are going to be playing Champions League football, which hopefully means we can attract some better quality of players in. We've got our fixtures through. We're starting with Norwich away, Stoke away, and Spurs at home. So, when does our season start? Season starts in a couple of months' time. We're going to try and play through these couple of months, bring you back in when there's any transfer action, and then we will start the next episode with Norwich, Stoke, Spurs, and probably Newcastle is quite a big game for us. There isn't really too many tough runs in here. We've got Liverpool, Arsenal, Chelsea, with Man City not too far behind in April. That's the toughest run I'd say that we've got right now without fixtures being rearranged. So fingers crossed we can get some points on the board. Luke Shaw has left the club. He's gone to Huesca over in Spain. He's left for 1.1 million. As you can see, he was a fixture of that defence in the first season. Didn't really play a lot last season. He is 31 now, and we have signed Teo Hernandez to compete with Dorgu and Harry Amas for the left back spot. So Luke Shaw has left the club. How many players is that we have gotten rid of now? So Luke Shaw left, Cunha left, Sheshko left, Dallo and Lacey. We've got rid of a fair few players, to be fair. We just need to start bringing some in now. Another player leaving the club, Harry Maguire. He's gone to Cardiff in the Championship at age 34, and I mean, he's been a great servant for Manchester United. No matter what you think of him, he's been a good servant for United over the years, and he's been a good servant to me, to be fair. He played 28 games last season, but we got to make way for some of the young, fresh blood that's coming through, and he's just a bit of a casualty of that, mainly due to his age. If he was 10 years younger, he would be my centre-back throughout this save. I'm telling you that now. But he has gone to Cardiff and will probably see out his career in the Championship. So, because we finished third, we do have to play a qualifying game in the Champions League. Third place qualifying. We've got Maccabi Haifa or FCI Levadia. Fairly confident with this one. Fairly confident that we will get through this. I'm hoping, this is the only qualifying phase we have to play. So, we'll let you know who we're going to be playing once Haifa have played their game, and we will hopefully be able to bring you some new signings and probably play that game as part of this episode. Speaking of new signings, we've brought another player in. Let's confirm it. Enzo Fernandez is joining Manchester United. I'm a Chelsea fan, and I'm a big, big fan of Enzo Fernandez in real life and in this game. He's kind of like that complete midfielder that would fit in really, really well into our diamond. He can do a little bit of everything. He's good defensively with the tackling, the strength, the work rate, but he's also good going forward. We've seen what he does with Chelsea, making those late runs into the box. He's good at dribbling. He can finish. He's got the flair. He's got a little bit of pace about him. Long shots of 18. Expect this guy to be a big, big player for us. I think he goes straight into the first 11. I think it's a really, really strong signing for £15 million. All right, so Maccabi Haifa are playing FCI Levadia from Estonia. Who are we going to play in the next round? It's going to be Maccabi Haifa. We kind of thought that would be the case looking at who they were playing against. They've won 2-0, so I'm guessing that we're going to be playing them fairly shortly, which means we could probably bring you that game, and hopefully we'll be able to bring you in some new signings as part of that game. Let's have a look at the fixtures. Haven't been scheduled yet by the looks of it, but there's less than a month to go until the season starts. So I'm guessing that game will be played pretty soon. Okay, viewers, we are not messing around with this transfer window anymore. Big names are coming into the club. First, it was Enzo Fernandez. Now it's Endrick. £20 million signing, the striker from Real Madrid. I'm surprised at how little he's played. I mean, am I surprised they Real Madrid are unbelievable. They got Mbappe. But you'd expect them to want to keep hold of this lad, only 21, and just look at him. I think he is going to be the perfect addition to the squad as a striker. We said in pre-season, goals are a problem. And I'm thinking it probably means we move on maybe in Buemo. I think JJ Gabriel needs to be given a chance this season with his goals he scored last season. Rashford won the Fans Player of the Year for his contribution last season. Endrick's in the club as well. We've got Chido Obi as backup. I don't really see Brian and Buemo featuring much ahead of these guys. So, Mbuemo's going on the transfer list. Endrick is in. We haven't got long until the start of the season now. I am in for one more player. I am in for a right back at the moment because, as you will see from the squad screen, we are pretty short at right back. Fixture wise, that Champions League qualifier hasn't actually been scheduled yet, so I don't know. We probably won't show you that as part of this episode. We'll probably just stick to the transfers, but we'll see. Let's get it in the schedule and then we'll make a decision on that. Okay, they played the second leg. I didn't realise it was 2 legs. 6th of August, we're going to be playing the first leg. So maybe we'll play that off camera and then just do what we did last time. We'll bring you guys back in if it's something significant. So, viewers, we did play the first leg against Maccabi Haifa, and it was an emphatic 7-0 win away from home in the first leg, which I'm pretty sure there's going to be no coming back from, especially coming to Old Trafford. But JJ Gabriel got 1, Enzo got 2, Rashford got 2, Jack Fletcher got 1, and Chido Obi got 1 as well. Good performances all round, really, and I think that is us into the Champions League. I'm still working on a right back. I am still working on a right back. The season's about to start, so this episode is going to be ending pretty shortly. Hopefully we get one in beforehand. And viewers, we've finally done it. We have got hold of a right back. Please join me in welcoming to the club Mark Pubil. He came in from Atletico Madrid for £10 million. Look, don't get me wrong. He's not my first choice. We went for Jed Spence. We went for Reece James. We went for Malagusto. Who else did we go for? Michael Coyote, who we kind of delayed the Pubil deal for a couple of weeks while we were waiting to see whether Brentford would sell us Michael Coyote, but they didn't. So we decided to pull the trigger on Pubil. There was a whole host of right backs we went for that didn't come in. But I think this guy has got enough to be our starting right back. He is definitely better defensively than he is going forward, which is fine because we're not necessarily playing with him bombing forward. We want a flat back four. We want to be nice and solid. And I think he offers us that. He played quite a lot of football last season for Atletico Madrid. Did get a 6.97 rating, so not the highest, and he has played one game for Atletico Madrid, getting a 6 this season. But we'll put that down to the fact that he had this transfer looming over his head. He is going to be our starting right back. I think he is going to be probably the last signing of this season, mainly because the board aren't giving us any more money. We've still got 30 million in the bank. Brian and Buemo did leave, actually. So I don't think I showed you that, but he went to Roma for £20.5 million. A really, really good deal. So we have got money in the bank still. I don't know if the board will make any more available. If they do, we might sign a few more as the season goes on. But if not, that is how we are going to be starting the season. The squad looks good. I'm quite happy with the players that we brought in. I think we've added some real class. We bulked out the numbers for sure. We got rid of a few players. I won't call them deadwood because I think that's disrespectful, but we got rid of a few players that aren't going to play basically ahead of these new players we brought in. So that is where we are going to leave this episode, and next episode we'll get stuck in to the season with the Norwich game, the Tottenham game, the Newcastle, and probably Aston Villa. Thank you for watching Saving United. If you have liked it, please do give us a like and a subscribe. And why not let me know in the comments, what do you think of my transfer dealings? Is there any areas of the squad that you think that I've neglected? Have I done the right business? Let us know in the comments below. And until I see you guys again, take care.